Greetings, it's Monday evening, November 7th. I'm pointing the camera at the kind of upper right section of the mosaic drawing in progress. On Saturday night, 2 nights ago, a lot of people came through during my building Art Space Hiawatha's open house, and I told a number of visitors explained what this tile was and where it came from. I had done it in the summer of 1972 when I was an assistant arts and crafts counselor at a summer camp in Tolland, Massachusetts in the Berkshires, Western Mass, near Great Barrington. Those of you who are familiar with New England may know what I'm talking about, or will know. And I had this inset in a frame in recent years, and I thought, why don't I put it in here, a way to kind of have it be saved in a different format than after I'm eventually gone. There's going to be a lot of artwork my heirs are going to inherit, and something like that would probably just get tossed and has a better place here. So as it happens, this morning I had cleared a bunch of papers which are on top of this desk I had artified in 1985. It was an old school desk, painted black when I took possession of it in Lakewood, Washington, near Tacoma. It had belonged to one of the brothers of someone I was living and traveling with back in the 80s. And I guess this is 1989, and I painted on the desk, and I inlaid things and added a lot of different things, even from my own family background there. Probably 1940s or 50s pencil sharpener, a clock that had been my parents', which dates at least to the early 1950s. Moses lost his head, unfortunately, in one of the moving transitions in recent years. There's a Kennedy tie clasp there, like for a men's neckwear tie. Kennedy 64, Bobby Kennedy was running for U.S. Senator in New York, and I was volunteering at the Eastern Democratic Club offices near where I lived, stuffing envelopes, the only 14-year-old, or the only teenager actually volunteering there. And then, so I almost just about gasped this morning when I came on first I saw this here, same size as, very similar to the one on that's been added to the mosaic. And then these other two, kind of like a beaming sun and landscape and sky with a building on the left, even with an L. And this one in particular, because it reminds me, it's so similar to the one that I put on the mosaic, also Picasso inspired. And then it wasn't until this evening when I did a further clearing of papers in Chazarai, that's Yiddish for like junk, off the top of the desk, and I saw this fourth one here on the desk, all of which I had made during that summer of 1972. Kind of like a self-portrait of looks like a Keds or Converse black sneaker with socks in the bottom of like blue jeans, dungarees as they call them out on the East Coast. There you have it, a little kind of very minor history to one piece of the mosaic drawing, which people may be curious about when the piece is eventually installed in museum exhibits and eventually permanently installed somewhere. Take care, everybody.